Leonardo da Vinci quotes that will leave a lasting impression. You don't get into trouble because of the things you don't know. It is the things you know that really get you into a mess. Your brain is much better than you think. Just use it. It's not enough that you believe what you see. You must also understand what you see. Beauty perishes in life, but is immortal in art. Nature is the source of all true knowledge. She has her own logic, her own laws. She has no effect without cause nor invention without necessity. He who never puts his trust in any man will never be deceived. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. Whatever you do in life, if you want to be creative and intelligent and develop your brain, you must do everything with the awareness that everything, in some way, connects to everything else. Be a mirror, absorb everything around you, and still remain the same. Details make perfection, and perfection is not a detail. Life is pretty simple. You do some stuff. Most fail. Some works. You do more of what works. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Advertisers constantly invent cures to which there is no disease. There are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, those who do not see. Fix your course on a star and you'll navigate any storm. The wisest and noblest teacher is nature itself. An average human looks without seeing, listens without hearing, touches without feeling, eats without tasting, moves without physical awareness, inhales without awareness of odor or fragrance, and talks without thinking. Motion is created by the destruction of balance. Fire destroys falsehood, that is sophistry, and restores truth, driving out darkness. A clever man without wisdom is like a beautiful flower without fragrance. If you find from your own experience that something is a fact and it contradicts what some authority has written down, then you must abandon the authority and base your reasoning on your own findings. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. Obstacles cannot bend me. Every obstacle yields to effort. It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. I am not poor. Poor are those who desire many things. Truth is so excellent that if it praises but small things, they become noble. As every divided kingdom falls, so every mind divided between many studies confounds and saps itself. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. To be a winner, you must want to win, but must know of the chance of losing and must not fear it. Experience is a truer guide than the words of others. We know well that mistakes are more easily detected in the works of others than in one's own. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. Envy wounds with false accusations, that is with detraction, a thing which scares virtue. Every obstacle yields to stern resolve. You must grow in patience when you meet with great wrongs, and they will then be powerless to vex your mind. Learn diligence before speedy execution. Whatever you think matters doesn't. Follow this rule, and you will add decades to your life. That which can be lost cannot be deemed riches. To discover the soul living in somebody's body, we watch the surrounding of the body, and if it's messy and disordered, so is the soul. That which has no limitations has no form. If on your own or by the criticism of others you discover errors in your work, correct it then and there. Otherwise, in exposing your work to the public, you will expose your error also. It's easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. He who cannot establish dominion over himself will have no dominion over others. He who thinks little errs much. Ask advice from him who governs himself well. Iron rusts from disuse. Water loses its purity from stagnation. Even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind. Make your work to be in keeping with your purpose. Experience never misleads. What you are misled by is only your judgment, and this misleads you by anticipating results from experience of a kind that is not produced by your experiments. One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself. An artist's studio should be a small space, because small rooms discipline the mind and large ones distract it. The world wouldn't be the world without trouble. To speak well of a base man is much the same as speaking ill of a good man. You will never have a greater or lesser dominion than that over yourself. The height of a man's success is gauged by his self-mastery, the depth of his failure by his self-abandonment, and this law is the expression of eternal justice. He who has access to the fountain does not go to the water pot. Study without desire spoils the memory, and it retains nothing that it takes in. Learning is the only thing that never disappoints us. The greatest geniuses sometimes accomplish more when they work less. Men of lofty genius, when they are doing the least work, are most active. Practice should always be based upon a sound knowledge of theory. Whoever in debate quotes authority uses not intellect, but memory. Man's external form, marvelously constructed, is not much as compared with the divine soul that dwells inside that structure. Let not your rage or malice destroy a life. Just as courage imperils life, fear protects it. Not to punish evil is equivalent to authorizing it. Art lives from constraints and dies from freedom. People reveal themselves completely only when they are thrown out of the customary conditions of their life. Vitality and beauty are gifts of nature for those who live according to its laws. Many have made a trade of delusions and false miracles, deceiving the stupid multitudes. Poor is the man who desires a lot. A long life is a life well spent. Virtue is our true wealth and the true reward of its possessor. It cannot be lost, it never deserts us until life leaves us. Reprove your friend in secret and praise him openly. Every action needs to be prompted by a motive. To know and to will are two operations of the human mind. Discerning, judging, deliberating are acts of the human mind. Love shows itself more in adversity than in prosperity, as light does, which shines most where the place is darkest. Vows begin when hope dies. Marriage is like putting your hand into a bag of snakes in the hope of pulling out an eel. I love those who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. It's the business of little minds to shrink, but they whose heart is firm and whose conscience approves their conduct will pursue their principles unto death. It is ill to praise and worse to blame the thing which you do not understand.
Avoid the precepts of those thinkers whose reasoning is not confirmed by experience.
We are deceived by promises and time disappoints us. One has no right to love or hate anything if one has not acquired a thorough knowledge of its nature. The discovery of a good wine is increasingly better for mankind than the discovery of a new star. If you like the quotes, let us know in the comments which one is the most relevant these days. Your opinion is very important to us. And if you know someone to whom this video will be useful, then share it with the person to help. And, of course, if you like the video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more videos.